Welcome to a space where words transform into wisdom, and stories become the mirrors in which you can see the deepest truths of your own life. I want you to know, right from the beginning, that you are exactly where you need to be at this very moment. Something inside you brought you here. Something inside you is ready to hear this message, and ready to embrace the change that is coming. As you settle into reading this text, I want you to take a deep breath in, holding it for a moment, and then letting it out slowly, feeling your shoulders drop and your body relax. Because this is a safe space for you to explore the boundaries of your own kindness, and the value of your own worth. I invite you to stay with me until the very last word, because hidden within the conclusion of this story is a key that can unlock a door you thought was closed forever. A door to a life where you are respected, where you are valued, and where your generosity is never again used against you. While you are here, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel, because we are building a community of strong, aware individuals who understand that kindness without boundaries is not virtue, it is self-destruction. By subscribing, you are making a commitment to yourself. A commitment to grow, a commitment to learn, and a commitment to never be a doormat for anyone again. If you feel a resonance with these words, if you feel a shift in your perspective even now, then I urge you to share this with a friend, someone who might be struggling, someone who might be giving too much and receiving too little. Because sharing this message is an act of kindness that costs you nothing, but could mean everything to them. As you continue to read, you will notice your mind becoming more focused, your intuition becoming sharper, and your resolve becoming stronger, because you are realizing that you deserve better, and you are ready to claim what is yours. Artem spent 20 years of his life on oil rigs in the northern seas. If you have never seen the northern seas in the depths of winter, you cannot truly imagine the cold that exists there. It is a cold that is not just physical, but spiritual, a cold that seeps into your bones and makes you question the very purpose of your suffering, and why you are away from everything warm, familiar, and safe. Artem knew this cold better than anyone else. He knew the taste of salt water mixed with crude oil. He knew the smell of diesel fuel that clings to your skin, no matter how many times you shower. He knew the sensation of steel grating beneath his boots, vibrating with the power of massive machinery drilling into the earth beneath the ocean floor. Every single ruble he earned was stained with the sweat of his brow and the risk of his life, because working on an oil platform is not like working in an office where the biggest danger is a paper cut. It is dangerous. It is unpredictable. One mistake can cost you everything, including your life. He accepted this risk willingly, every single day for 20 years, because he thought he had a reason. He thought he had a motivation that kept him going through the freezing winds, the endless nights, and the isolation that would break a lesser man. He believed he was building a future. He believed he was building a home for the people he loved. Every single ruble he earned was a brick in the house of his dreams, a brick in the foundation of his security. He sincerely believed that his wife, Elena, and her adult son were his reliable rear guard. They were his harbor. They were his safety net. They were the reason he endured the hardship, the loneliness, and the danger. As you think about your own life, you might ask yourself, who are you working for? Who are you sacrificing for? Are they worth it? Because the answer to that question is the most important question you will ever ask yourself, and you need to be honest with the answer, even if it hurts, even if it shakes the foundation of what you believe to be true. Because honesty is the first step toward freedom. Artem believed he had honesty. He believed he had trust. He believed he had a partnership. But trust is a fragile thing, and it can be broken in ways you never expect. He truly believed that Elena was his partner in every sense of the word. He believed that when he was out there on the steel platform, surrounded by dark water and icy wind, she was holding the fort. She was managing their home. She was keeping their life together. He trusted her with everything he had, because trust is the foundation of any relationship, isn't it? Without trust, we have nothing. We are just strangers living under the same roof, pretending to be a family. Artem gave her that trust freely. He gave her access to his accounts. He gave her the cards. He gave her the authority to manage their finances, because he was busy. He was working. He was doing the heavy lifting, literally and figuratively. He assumed she was doing her part, managing the home front with the same integrity and dedication that he showed every single day on the rig. This assumption, this blind trust, was the crack in the dam that would eventually burst and flood everything he had built. Because assumptions are the termites of relationships, and they eat away at the foundation until everything collapses, and you are left standing in the rubble, wondering what happened, wondering how it came to this. You might feel a tightening in your chest as you hear this, because you know what it feels like to trust someone who didn't deserve it. You know what it feels like to give your all and get nothing in return. That feeling is universal, and it is painful, and it is something we need to talk about, because silence protects the abuser, and speaking out protects the victim. You have the right to protect yourself. The storm did not come with waves or wind. It came in a quiet, ordinary electronics store on a Friday afternoon. There is a profound irony in the fact that catastrophe often begins not in the center of the storm, but in a place where you feel safe and relaxed. Artem had returned to shore a few days earlier than planned. He wanted to surprise his friend. He wanted to buy a simple gift, a gesture of friendship and connection after so long away from civilization. He walked into the store feeling good, feeling ready to reconnect with the world. He picked out the item, went to the counter, and handed over his card. The card that represented 20 years of sweat, blood, and risk. The machine beeped. The cashier looked at him with a mixture of pity and confusion and said, the card was declined. In that moment, the world stopped for Artem. The noise of the store faded away, and all he could hear was the ringing in his ears. Because this was not possible. This card should have had funds. It should have had security. It should have had the fruit of his labor. And yet, it was empty. The embarrassment, the confusion, the sudden cold fear that gripped his chest was stronger than any northern wind he had ever faced on the platform. You know that feeling, don't you? That moment when you realize something is wrong, when your intuition screams at you that the reality you believed in is a lie. You have to decide in that split second. Do you ignore it? Do you make excuses? Or do you face the truth? Artem chose to face the truth, because he was a man who survived in extreme conditions, and survival requires facing reality, no matter how painful it might be. He did not panic. He did not argue with the cashier. He simply took the card and walked out into the street. The air felt icy to him, even though it was summer. He got into his car, and his hands were shaking. He realized he could not go home, because home was supposed to be safe, and now home felt like a question mark instead of a period. He did not go home immediately. He could not go home, because home was supposed to be safe, and now home felt like a question mark instead of a period. He got into his car and drove not to his house, but to the bank. The drive was a blur of streetlights and shadows. His hands were gripping the steering wheel so tight his knuckles were white. He felt a coldness in his chest that had nothing to do with the weather outside. It was the coldness of betrayal. It was the coldness of realizing that the people you love might not love you back in the way you think they do. As you sit there reading this, you might feel sympathy for him. You might feel a tightening in your own chest, because we have all been there in some way. Maybe not with money, maybe not with a spouse, but with someone we trusted who took advantage of our generosity. That feeling is universal, and it is painful, and it is something we need to talk about, because silence protects the abuser, and speaking out protects the victim. You have the right to protect yourself. When he walked into the bank, he asked for statements. He asked for everything going back 18 months. The bank manager, perhaps sensing the tension, perhaps seeing the look in Artem's eyes, did not argue. He printed the documents. When Artem held the stack of paper in his hands, it felt heavy, heavier than any tool he had ever lifted on the rig. 47 pages of transactions, 47 pages of truth. He sat down in the quiet corner of the bank and began to read. With every page, the picture became clearer and more horrifying. While he was risking his life on a platform, working at enormous depths where a single error could mean death, Elena was spending their money. She was paying off her son's endless debts. She was funding his nights at clubs. She was paying for his clothes, his entertainment, his lifestyle, and even the down payment for his new foreign car. It was not just a little bit. It was not just a few thousand rubles. It was more than 8 million rubles vanished in 18 months. Every number on that paper was like a knife stab in the back. It was a physical pain that radiated from his chest to his limbs. He sat there in the silence of the bank, and he did not cry. He did not scream. He just calculated, because that is what he did. He was a man of numbers and risks, and he realized that the risk he had taken on the rig was safe compared to the risk he had taken with his heart and his trust. 8 million rubles is not just money, it is time, it is life. It is 20 years of missing birthdays. It is 20 years of missing holidays. It is 20 years of sleeping in a narrow bunk while the sea crashed against the steel legs of the platform. And it was all gone. Spent on a young man who contributed nothing, spent on a wife who lied to his face. The betrayal was not just financial, it was existential. It questioned everything Artem believed about himself, about his worth, about his ability to judge character. You might be thinking, why didn't he see it sooner? Why was he so blind? The answer is simple. Because he wanted to believe. Because we all want to believe that our loved ones are good, that they have our best interests at heart. And when someone exploits that desire, when someone weaponizes your love against you, it is the deepest cut of all. It leaves a scar that takes a long time to heal, and sometimes the scar never fully goes away, it just becomes a reminder of what you survived. Artem did not go home and start a scandal. He did not burst through the door shouting and accusing, because he knew that anger clouds judgment, and he needed clarity. He needed precision. He needed to act like the professional he was, because in extreme conditions, panic kills and calm saves lives. He applied the same logic to this crisis. He went to a different bank and opened a new personal account. He arranged for his future salary to be deposited there. He blocked all the additional cards that Elena and her son were using. He secured his remaining savings. And he did all of this quietly, without a word, because he knew that once the money stopped, the masks would fall, and he wanted to be ready for that moment. He wanted to be standing on solid ground when the earthquake hit. This is a lesson for you too. When you realize you are being used, do not react emotionally, react strategically. Secure your position. Secure your resources. And then decide what to do next, because power comes from preparation, not from outbursts. Friday came, and the usual flow of money stopped. At first, there were texts. Then there were calls. And when Artem did not answer, the calls turned into messages full of confusion, and then anger. When he finally returned home, the atmosphere was thick with tension. Elena and her son were waiting for him, and they did not greet him with warmth, they greeted him with demands. They accused him of being selfish. They accused him of hiding money. They accused him of forgetting his family duties. Their voices were loud, and their faces were red with rage. They tried to intimidate him. They tried to shame him, because that is what manipulators do when the supply is cut off. They become aggressive, they try to guilt-trip you into resuming the flow of resources. They thought Artem was weak. They thought he was just a provider, a wallet with a pulse. And they were wrong, because Artem had spent 20 years looking into the abyss of the Northern Sea, and he was not afraid of their shouting. He let them speak. He let them exhaust their anger. And then he stood up, walked to the table, and placed the heavy folder with the bank statements on the table. The sound of the folder hitting the wood was like a gavel striking in a courtroom. He did not say a word, he just looked at them, and the silence was louder than their screams had been. Elena reached for the folder and opened it. Her son looked over her shoulder. As they read the numbers, as they saw the truth laid out in black and white, their faces changed. The redness drained away, and they became pale like death, because they knew they were caught. They knew the game was over. The lies they had built their lifestyle on were exposed. In that moment, the dynamic shifted completely. Artem was no longer the victim, he was the judge, and they were the defendants. Justice had arrived, not with a shout, but with a whisper of paper. He told them that he was leaving. He told them that the marriage was over. He told them that he would be seeking legal counsel to recover what he could of the stolen funds. And he told them that they were on their own. He walked out of that house, and he did not look back. You might wonder. Was he cold? Was he heartless? The answer is no. He was self-preserving, because you cannot save someone who does not want to be saved. You cannot help someone who sees you only as a resource. And sometimes, the most loving thing you can do for yourself is to walk away, close the door, lock it, and throw away the key. Artem did exactly that. He chose himself, and that choice was the most important choice of his life, because without self-respect, nothing else matters. Without self-respect, you are just a servant to everyone else's desires. And you deserve to be more than a servant. You deserve to be a partner. You deserve to be respected. And you deserve to be loved for who you are, not for what you can provide. Today, Artem lives in a cozy house by the sea he always dreamed of during those long shifts on the platform. But this sea is warm, and the sun is bright, and the air smells of salt and freedom, not of oil and danger. In his life, there are no more screams, no more foreign debts, and no more people who see him as an endless wallet. His silence and his peace are now worth more than any amount of money he ever earned on the rig, because peace is priceless, and tranquility is the ultimate wealth. He finally understood that a real family is not those who profit from your labor, but those who stand behind you when you are in the heart of the storm. He learned that lesson the hard way, but he learned it, and now he is free. His life belongs only to him, and this choice was the most correct choice of his life. As you hear this story, you might feel a sense of relief. You might feel a sense of validation, because maybe you are in a similar situation. Maybe you are giving and getting nothing in return, and you are waiting for permission to stop. This is your permission. You have the right to stop. You have the right to protect your energy and your resources. And you have the right to say no. I want you to take a moment and breathe deeply, because this story is not just about Artem, it is about you. It is about the boundaries you need to set. It is about the value you place on yourself. As you continue to watch this channel, you will find more stories like this, more insights that will help you navigate the complexities of human relationships. I want you to subscribe right now, because by subscribing, you are making a commitment to yourself. A commitment to growth, a commitment to wisdom, and a commitment to never being a doormat again. When you subscribe, you join a community of people who understand, who support each other, and who are ready to live their best lives. It takes only a few seconds, but the impact can last a lifetime. So click that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because you do not want to miss what comes next. We are just getting started, and there is so much more to learn, so much more to discover about your own strength and your own potential. Think about the people in your life right now. Think about the flow of energy and resources. Who is giving, and who is taking? Is it balanced, or is it one-sided? And if it is one-sided, you need to ask yourself. Why are you allowing it? Is it out of fear? Is it out of guilt? Is it out of a belief that you are not worth more? I want you to know that you are worth more. You are worth respect. You are worth honesty. And you are worth loyalty. If someone cannot give you that, then they do not deserve access to your life. Artem taught us that it is never too late to change course. It is never too late to reclaim your power. And it is never too late to build a life that reflects your true values, not the expectations of others. As you reflect on this, let this message sink in. Let it become part of your mindset, because your mindset is the engine of your reality. If you change your mindset, you change your life. There is a psychological principle at play here called the sunk cost fallacy, and it is what keeps many people in toxic relationships. They think, I have invested so much time and money and emotion I cannot leave now. I have to make it work. But the truth is, the more you invest in a losing proposition, the more you lose. Artem realized this when he saw the bank statements. He realized that continuing to invest in this relationship was only going to cost him more. His money, his health, his sanity, and his future. He cut his losses, and that is what smart people do. They recognize when a venture is failing, and they exit gracefully and strategically. You should do the same in your relationships. If something is draining you, if something is hurting you, if something is taking without giving back, you need to evaluate if it is worth keeping. And often, the answer is no. Saying no is an act of self-love, and self-love is the foundation of all healthy relationships, because you cannot love others properly if you do not love yourself first. I want you to imagine yourself 1 year from now. Imagine yourself living without the burden of other people's problems. Imagine yourself having control over your finances, your time, and your energy. How does that feel? Does it feel light? Does it feel empowering? Does it feel like freedom? Because that is what is waiting for you on the other side of boundaries. You can have that life. You deserve that life. The first step is awareness, and the second step is action. This video is a catalyst for that action, and I want you to take that action today. Do not wait for tomorrow. Do not wait for the perfect moment, because the perfect moment is now. The more you delay, the more you suffer, and you have suffered enough. It is time for change. It is time for you to rise and claim what is yours. And please, do not keep this wisdom to yourself. There is someone in your life right now who is struggling, who is being used, who is feeling trapped, and they need to hear this story. They need to know that they are not alone and that there is a way out. By sharing this video, by sending this to a friend, you are becoming a beacon of light for them. You are helping them see the truth, and you are empowering them to make a change. It costs you nothing to share, but it could mean everything to them. So take a moment right now and click the share button and send this to someone who needs it. When you do that, you are spreading positivity, you are spreading strength, and you are contributing to a world where people respect each other and where kindness is not exploited. That is a world worth building together, and I thank you for being part of that mission. The details of Artem's new life are worth exploring, because they show us what is possible when you prioritize yourself. He did not just leave, he built something new. He bought the house by the sea. He filled it with things he loved. He surrounded himself with people who respected him. He found hobbies that brought him joy, and he rediscovered who he was outside of being a provider. This is crucial, because when you are in a toxic dynamic, you lose your identity. You become a function rather than a person. Recovering your identity is the key to healing. Artem spent time rediscovering his passions. He spent time enjoying the silence. He spent time looking at the horizon and realizing that the future was open and full of possibilities, not closed and dictated by someone else's debts. You can do the same. You can rediscover yourself. You can find out what makes you happy outside of serving others, and you can build a life that is authentic and true to your soul. There is a moment in every hero's journey where they must face the dragon. For Artem, the dragon was the confrontation with Elena and her son. For you, the dragon might be a difficult conversation, a boundary you need to set, or a decision you need to make. It is scary. It is uncomfortable. Your heart might race, and your hands might shake. But you must do it, because on the other side of the dragon is the treasure. The treasure is your freedom, your peace, and your self-respect. You are the hero of your own story, and you have the power to slay the dragon and write the ending you want. Do not let anyone tell you otherwise. Do not let anyone diminish your worth. And do not let anyone convince you that you are obligated to sacrifice yourself for their comfort, because you are not. You are here to live your life, to fulfill your potential, and to experience joy. That is your birthright. As we come closer to the end of this story, I want to remind you again to subscribe, because we have many more stories like this coming. Stories of triumph, stories of resilience, and stories of people who took back their power. You do not want to miss them, because each story is a tool, each story is a lesson, and each story is a step towards a better version of yourself. The algorithm might not show you this again if you do not subscribe, so make sure you are connected, make sure you are part of this community, and make sure you are ready for the next chapter. Growth is a continuous process, and there is always more to learn and always higher to climb. We are here to guide you every step of the way, so hit that subscribe button and join us on this journey. The lesson of the doormat is universal. It applies to parents, it applies to spouses, it applies to friends, and it applies to colleagues. If you allow people to walk on you, they will continue to walk on you until you stand up and say enough. And when you say enough, the world changes, because you change your vibration, you change your energy, and people respond to that energy. Those who are using you will leave, and those who respect you will stay. Your life will become clearer, lighter, and more focused. That is the goal. Clarity, focus, and purpose. Artem found that, and you can find it too. It starts with a single decision. A decision to value yourself above the approval of others. That is a hard decision, but it is the right decision, and it is the only decision that leads to true happiness. Remember the smell of the oil and the cold wind. Remember the feeling of the card being declined. Remember the weight of the folder on the table. These are anchors in this story, and they remind us of the reality of betrayal and the power of truth. You can use these anchors in your own life. When you feel weak, remember Artem. Remember that he survived and he thrived. If he can do it, you can do it, because you are strong, you are capable, and you are resilient. You have everything you need inside you to overcome any obstacle and to build any life you desire. You just need to unlock that potential, and this content is designed to help you unlock it, to help you see your own strength, and to help you take action. So trust yourself, trust the process, and trust that you are worthy of the best life has to offer. I want you to think about the friend you are going to share this with. Who comes to mind? Is it a family member? Is it a close friend? Is it a colleague? And why do you think they need to hear this? Because usually, when we think of someone else, it is because we see a part of ourselves in them, or we see a struggle we want to help them with. By sharing this, you are extending a hand of support, and that is a beautiful thing. It reinforces your own understanding of the message, because teaching is the best way to learn. By sharing this, you are cementing this lesson in your own mind and making it part of your reality. So go ahead and share it, and feel good about doing it, because you are making a difference. That feels good, and that positive feeling is a reward for your action, and it encourages you to take more positive actions in the future. The silence in Artem's new house is not empty, it is full. It is full of peace. It is full of potential. It is full of the sound of the waves, the wind, and the birds. It is a silence that heals and a silence that restores. You deserve that silence. You deserve a space where you are not demanded upon, where you are not criticized, where you are not used. You can create that space, whether it is a physical space or a mental space. You can create boundaries that protect your peace, and you can enforce those boundaries with consistency and kindness. Because boundaries are not walls, they are gates. You decide who comes in and who stays out. You have the key, and you hold the power. Never forget that. As you finish reading this or listening to this, I want you to take a deep breath and feel the ground beneath you. Feel your own presence, and know that you are here, you are real, and you matter. Your needs matter, and your feelings matter. You do not have to apologize for protecting them. Artem did not apologize, and neither should you, because self-preservation is not selfishness, it is necessity. Without it, you cannot help anyone else. So put on your own oxygen mask first, and then help others. That is the order of things, and that is the way to a sustainable and happy life. I hope you take this to heart, and I hope you apply it starting today. Thank you for staying until the end. Thank you for your attention, and thank you for being open to this message. It means a lot to us, and it shows that you are ready for change, and that is exciting. We are excited to see what you do next and how you transform your life. Remember, you are not alone. We are here with you, we are cheering for you, and we believe in you. Now it is time for you to believe in yourself, to take that first step, and to walk towards the life you deserve. If you found value in this, please like the video and comment below with your thoughts, because your voice matters and your story matters. We want to hear from you and engage with you, because this is a conversation, not a monologue. Together we are stronger, and together we can overcome anything. So leave a comment, share your experience, and let us support each other, because community is everything and connection is everything. You are part of this community now. The story of Artem is a testament to the human spirit. It shows that no matter how deep the betrayal, no matter how high the debt, no matter how dark the night, there is always a dawn, and there is always a way forward. You just have to be willing to take it, to be willing to let go of what is holding you back, and to be willing to embrace the unknown, because the unknown is where the magic happens and where the new life begins. Artem embraced the unknown, and he found paradise. You can find your paradise too. It is waiting for you, and it is closer than you think. You just have to reach out, take it, and claim it as your own. Never let go. So remember the main point. Your kindness should not become a doormat for those closest to you to wipe their feet on. Protect your kindness. Protect your energy. Protect your resources. Give them to those who appreciate them and who reciprocate them. Those who do not deserve them should not have access to them. This is not harsh, this is just. This is healthy. This is the way to a balanced life. I hope you carry this lesson with you everywhere you go, and I hope it serves you well in your journey. I hope you share it with the world, because the world needs more people who understand boundaries and self-respect. You can be one of those people. You can be a leader in this area, and you can inspire others to do the same. That is a legacy worth leaving. Subscribe, share, like, and comment, and let us grow together, let us learn together, and let us live better together. Because life is too short to be spent being used and too precious to be wasted on those who do not value you. You are valuable. You are precious. And you are worthy. Never forget that. Let this be the day you decided to change everything. Let this be the day you chose yourself. Let this be the day you started living your true life. I will be here waiting for you in the next video with more stories, more insights, and more tools for your success. So stay tuned, stay connected, and stay strong, because you got this, you are ready, and the future is bright. It is yours for the taking. The end of this story is just the beginning of your story, and I am honored to be part of it. I am honored to share this time with you, and I wish you nothing but the best in all your endeavors. May you find the peace you seek, the love you deserve, and the success you aim for. May you never be a doormat again. May you always stand tall and proud, and may you always know your worth and demand what is right for you. Because you are the author of your life, you hold the pen, you write the chapters, and you decide how the story ends. Make it a good story. Make it a story of triumph. Make it a story that inspires others, just as Artem's story has inspired you. Now it is your turn to inspire, to shine, and to be the light that you needed when you were in the dark. That is the cycle of growth, and that is the beauty of life. I am grateful for you, I am grateful for this moment, and I am grateful for the opportunity to speak to you and to share this wisdom. I hope it stays with you forever. Keep watching, keep learning, and keep growing, because there is no limit to what you can achieve when you believe in yourself, when you set boundaries, and when you protect your peace. Artem proved that, and you can prove it too. So go out there and live your life with intention, with purpose, and with power. Do not let anyone dim your light. Do not let anyone steal your joy. Do not let anyone take what is yours, because it is yours. You have the right to keep it, to enjoy it, and to share it on your own terms. That is freedom, and that is what life is all about. I hope you experience it fully, completely, and without reservation. Thank you again for your time, your attention, and your energy. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, where we will dive even deeper into these topics and explore more ways to empower yourself and to build the life of your dreams. So do not go anywhere, do not click away, and do not miss out, because the best is yet to come. You deserve the best, and you are going to get it. I promise you that if you stay committed to your growth, to your journey, and to your truth, you will thrive. Artem stayed committed, and look where he is now. You will be there too, soon enough. So keep going, keep pushing, and keep believing. Everything will work out for you in the end, because it always does for those who never give up. You are not a giver-upper. You are a fighter, a survivor, and a winner. Never forget that identity, and wear it with pride. This is your sign. This is your moment. And this is your chance to change everything. So take it and run with it, and do not look back, because the past is gone and the future is waiting. It is bright, it is beautiful, and it is full of promise. You are the one who will unlock that promise, and you are the one who will make it happen. You have all the tools you need, you have all the strength you need, and you have all the support you need right here in this community. So lean on us, and we will lean on you. Together we will rise, together we will thrive, and together we will create a world where kindness is respected, where boundaries are honored, and where everyone is treated with the dignity they deserve. That starts with you, and it starts now. So let's do this together. Let's make it happen. And let's live our best lives starting today.